Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video showing you some more of the interesting or unique items in my collection. From time to time I'll pull just random things out of my man cave, out of my collection to share with you. Some stuff that's kind of more, I guess, out of the ordinary than what we normally see when we collect and everything. And so I got some pretty cool stuff to share with you here on the table, so I'm going to go ahead and bring you in and let's get started. All right, so as you see, got some kind of different stuff here on the table. Kind of a variety of things. I always like to use that word. And so I'll go ahead and start right here. So I've got this World War II Ike jacket. And what's interesting about it is it's actually not an original Ike jacket. This would have been a Class A dress jacket that was cut down for this soldier. You see here it's got the 82nd Airborne patch on the shoulder there, and I love the cross stitching on there. And this soldier was a sergeant. Really cool stitching around there. Same thing on this arm as well. It does have glider wings, which are pretty cool on there. And then it's got U.S. and infantry collar disc. And what's interesting, again, about this is, again, it was a dress jacket, a Class A, that was cut down more to the size of an Ike jacket. And just kind of opened it up here. See, it's got this custom-made, basically, belt here that goes across and fastens to a button on the opposite side. Another thing that's interesting is not only was the jacket altered or tailor-made, the shirt was as well. You know, it's kind of funny looking, but the shirt would have been a full-length, undershirt, but it was shortened just like the jacket was. And so that way, I guess the soldier wouldn't have as much to tuck in his trousers and then just have, the jacket, buttoned and closed over top. But I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of interesting what soldiers will do to alter their clothing or alter, anything really for that matter, alter their helmets or whatever. They just get creative, out there in the field or maybe even sometimes behind the lines or home front. But it's just kind of cool. I wanted to share this with you. It's a great jacket. A lot of us know how popular the 82nd Airborne is and everything, so I just wanted to share that with you. Moving on here, I got this really cool British helmet, and you see it's got a net on it, and it's got like a burlap cover underneath the net, and flipping it over here, it's actually, again, it's got all this burlap on here, and it's just my couple tags right there. One of them has nothing on it for some reason, but it makes me wonder if this helmet could have been used in North Africa. Again, I have no idea, but, it could have been used in the desert possibly because of, again, the burlap and the netting and everything. It's all twisted up here, but just kind of looking down in there, it actually has no liner, if you see. It's just basically the shell here, but still, it's a really cool helmet. It displays really well. I got it from another collector. It's a really nice item that displays on one of my foam mannequin heads, and I'm thankful to have it. Don't collect a lot of British stuff, but I definitely like that helmet. I actually got this 82nd Airborne jacket from another collector friend as well. Moving on here, I got this foot locker, and it's an officer's foot locker, and it's named to Lieutenant Woodrow Wilson Jacobs. And I researched the man, and he was actually in the 79th Infantry Division. And kind of reading into his obituary, he was actually wounded in Normandy. It wasn't on D-Day, but it was he was wounded in France, Normandy area, not long after D-Day took place. Don't know exactly what the wound was and everything, but he did survive it and continue to fight. And what I wanted to show you guys here is, see if I can open it up. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Well, let's see. There we go. Try not to destroy the kitchen here. And something interesting about this foot locker is it opens from the side. It opens basically left to right. And it's got the hangers in here that, would have had the clothing on it. See, they got the lid right there that opens up. And it does have the tray, which, a lot of times the tray is missing out of foot lockers. And the bottom's not too bad. It just needs to be kind of vacuumed out of just crumbs and stuff. But pretty cool, pretty complete footlocker here for an officer, again, of the 79th Infantry Division. So, pretty cool item, you know, to have in the collection for now. Moving on here, I've got these 6th Armored playing cards, and they actually are named to, looks like, is that Leslie Fielding? This says too. The name says Jesse B. Tomlin, to Leslie Fielding, whoever that is. And then on the underside here, it says Jackson, Tennessee. Something, can't make out what it is. Almost like it's an address. Sorry about the focus there. But pretty cool, you know, a set of cards here. And also it has the same names, Leslie Mae Fielding. So Jesse Tomlin sent it to Leslie Mae Fielding. Could have been a mother, family member or something, or girlfriend, wife. But it is a complete deck as far as I know. I looked at them when I first got them. But pretty cool set of 6th Armored World War II era cards. Moving on here, I've got this old pocket camera. And is actually made by the Eastman Kodak Company. And those of you guys that have been following me, I've talked about and even made a video showing my wife's camera collection. She's got, I think, around 168 or 170 cameras. She has her own she shed and everything. And I was actually able to get this camera from a collector friend. I kept it for myself. And, I mean, she's got so many of these already. I mean, normally I would just give it to her or something, but she didn't really want another one of this style because she's got duplicates. But what's interesting, it's actually got a name on here. It's M.E. Barron, B-A-R-R-O-N. And this is the original leather case for it. And it's actually got the name in here from Memphis, Tennessee. I think it's something Elizabeth Barron. I want to say I looked up this person in the past and maybe found an obituary, but it's been several months ago and I've kind of forgot about it now. But you never know what pictures were taken on this. I mean, some of these old cameras still have original film in them. Some of them my wife has in her collection still has film. It'd be kind of cool to get them developed and see what's on there. You never know, but I mean, just the cost of getting it developed would be outrageous. But maybe one day. Right here, I've got these Pearl Harbor, basically like playing cards, not necessarily playing cards, I mean trading cards, having to do with, you know, different pictures and, you know, stuff with the Pearl Harbor attack. And I'm running a blank now, but I believe these are from the 1990s, if I'm not mistaken. They could be the early 2000s. I think they're from the 90s. But those were given to me by a collector friend, and I appreciate that very much. Right here, I've got this helmet. It's got 2nd Battalion CP on there, and then it's got under new management. Something, I guess, silly or funny that a soldier would have painted on there. It's in kind of rough condition. You see the seam, the rim, I'm sorry, is coming loose and no bells, no line or anything. It's just a nice display piece, kind of funky and weird. But I got this from a collector friend, and I'm thankful for that. Right here, I just got this recently, and this is a World War I era model 1907 French Scoville artillery shell. It's complete. I actually got it from a man that was 82 years old, and he said this was his grandfather's, and he said when he was a kid, about 70 years ago, he used to play with this at his grandparents' house, and he said his grandfather normally used it for a doorstop. They used to take the fuse off here, and he said it was mostly empty on the inside, except it had a ball bigger than a golf ball. But, I mean, they would take it off and mess with it or whatever. But I know you do got to be careful handling these. But this one is not a live round or anything like that. Because, again, the guy used to mess with it as a kid, and they take it apart and different things. But pretty cool item to have in the collection. It's very heavy. I think it weighs close to 18 pounds or something. But I've heard so many stories about people using items like this for doorstops and just different purposes. But pretty cool model 1907 French artillery shell. Right here, I've got 3 blank rounds. They're all made differently. See, this one's basically like what would that be, aluminum, I guess, or a cast. What's it dated there? 1940. Then this one right here is 1943, and then this one's just like a plastic round here. I'm not sure if it'd be for grenade launching. I'm running a blank now, but Just kind of cool, weird looking rounds here, you know, that are blanks for different purposes and stuff. It's kind of cool to display in the man cave. Last thing I wanted to share with you guys, I've got this belt of ammunition here. And as you see, some of them have black tips on them, which would be armor piercing. They're kind of just here, there, and everywhere. There's, I think there's only like 4 of them on the belt. And these rounds are dated, I think most of them are 1951. If you see, it's got an 11 at the top and a 51 at the bottom. Yeah, most of them looks to be 1951. So Korean War belts of ammunition here, which is pretty cool. You know, I love stuff like this. It displays really nice, you know, and it's just it's just a cool thing to have. There's so much fun we can have collecting stuff, no matter what you collect. You know, I always tell people to have fun, kind of have maybe an idea of what direction you want your collecting to go in. Maybe even have a retirement plan, or, you know, just have a plan in mind, you know, kind of where you see yourself going. Honestly, my collecting has changed a lot, even here recently. Believe it or not, I've actually been selling quite a bit of stuff. I'm always adding more to the collection, but I can't keep it all. Wouldn't want to keep it all, because I want to get it in the hands of other collectors who can appreciate it like I have. But sometimes you just got to know when to start downsizing, or again, rethinking your direction for collecting. But I appreciate you guys so much. I do have many more videos planned. I say that often, and I mean it. Just been real busy with life, work, family, and everything. But more videos are coming. Y'all stay tuned. God bless you, and I'll be getting back to you soon. Thank you.